Well, hello. If you're here on my regular YouTube channel, it's because I must have forgot to do a setting and it takes up to 24 hours. So here I am. Hope you'll join me. Hello. I can't believe you're here, Miss Chiquita. So I am coloring a Patreon bestie image. I did join the club for $5 a month, and I get 5 images. And also, she gives a better discount for buying others. And it's really easy. I did put up a little quick video on how to size them. And hi, Karen, Linda, and Terry. I miss you too, Iris. So I'm going to begin to color this cutie little image. I'm going to start with, which I didn't pull out, my face colors. So pale tan, ivory. What else did I use? I don't remember. I think F6 cream, and then probably we'll try FS1 for her cheeks after. So I'm going to start out with the darkest one. Good morning, Deborah. So this is tan, pale tan, TN1. And I go around where there would be shading, like around her hair. I hate when technical things don't work, and I must have forgot to do a setting when I created that other channel. So I do want to get all these away from my normal channel. So I'm going to do around her hair, by her neck, around her shirt. There's not a lot of space on some of this. Her shoulder, here, like by her wrist and a little bit by her fingers, just a little. And the closer you hold your marker to the nib, the easier it is to get very small strokes. And you just barely touch. So I'm going to go on the inside of her arm a little bit. Oh, her legs. Have to do her legs. So below her skirt. And then this leg is over her other leg. So I will bring a shadow in there. And hopefully everything will blend out okay. I have my fan going, so that kind of dries things quicker, which sometimes isn't that good. But it is better than being hot. So I'm going to go over where I put the darker color and pull that out a bit. And I even kind of rub it with the tip just to try and blend it out a little bit. And then I'll bring this color around and down her face. I do want to bring back a little bit of the dark. I like to bring just a little bit down here. And sometimes I do by their nose, but I get a little nervous. So I've been leaving that part out a little bit. Like on bigger images, I do it. So let me bring this down. And then in her arm, And I'm not going to worry about leaving, a lot of white space because then I go over it with the F9 over the whole thing anyway. I just want those two colors to blend in. And you can always add more if you need a little bit more shading. So you want to just go over it and pull it out. I really love, love, love coloring, and oops, I went out of line. So what you do when you do that is you grab your, what they call a blender, but man, I want to make sure this is clean. And you just push back on that ink a little bit and it'll blend back up in. But now I'll stay away from that until it dries. So I'm going to go back to her face with the FS9, which is ivory. And again, I'm going to go over the whole thing. And I hope they get the refills. Like, I need refills for a couple of these colors, and they're like out of them. They need to restock. So these are Spectrum Noir, which is Crafter's companion. So now I'll go back down her arms. Hi, Lou. Who else did I miss? Isn't she cute? Hi, Echo, Echo, Echo. Haven't done that in a while. Either has Lou. She's been very mean to you, Echo. Calling you a big person. So, I think I got most of her skin. All right, so the only thing I want to do now is on her face is add that pink. So I have rose, and I hope this is going to look right. Oh, yes. So I come like under her eye and then over. And then I take the FS9 again, and where I ended, I just blend that out and leave basically the rest alone. Otherwise, you totally wash it out. She's cute. Her chin. Her chin looks funny. Okay. So I leave sometimes like lighter around her mouth. And I'm not sure. Let me just go over this again. What color I'm going to do her lips yet. It's kind of sometimes play as you go. But her face looks cute. So the original one I did, I used different, similar but different colors for her hair. So I'm going to go with ones I got a combination from Lou and see how this looks, because I wasn't totally happy. So I'm using EB8, which is black brown, and there's, ooh, this is like really juicy. I'm kind of scared. So there's not going to be a lot of shading like around her crown because there's not a lot of room there. Should have done like each one individual, but I didn't learn right. It's just such a small space. And I'm not gonna go with the real dark down here. I'm gonna go with the lighter shade. Maybe that's where I made my mistake before. I don't know. So I'm gonna bring that down, go over where I went before, and we're gonna see how this turns out. It might be good, and then it might not. So I'm gonna go the hair around there. And I think I don't think I did it right the first time, but I think that's part of her crown. So I'm gonna just do like these streaks, these little ends of her hair. And they're kind of hard, but you want to just hardly touch it. They might end up a little sloppy. See, in here, I'm not sure if that's her face or her hair, but I'm going to make it her hair. I hope. No, maybe it's her face. I just don't know. I'm going to make it her face. So I'm going to go back. No, I'm not. That's hair. Hi, Kathy. All right. So I'm not going all the way to the end because that's like really hard. I do have these fine tip things that I got that I could go in there with, which I probably will do that. Maybe that's why I wasn't as happy with the hair. I think hair is the biggest struggle for most people, but you just go with it. So I'll show you how I'm going to fix that, bring that together. A little flicking here and there. I don't know why I did this like first. The other one, when I colored it, I did the hair last. Holding my breath. Okay, so what I'm going to do to fix that, I'm going to turn it upside down. I'm going to take that medium color. Okay, cross your fingers. And I'm just going to put some very light flicks in there. So I'm kind of going like back and forth. And sometimes I'm not even touching. That's how light it is. And then there's part of the hair right there. And I'm gonna try and put like a little flick in there. It's not working. Every time I get close, I don't touch. All right. Her little hair there is going to look a little different. There's a big difference between the colors. All right, so I'm going to come back with that lighter one and do the same kind of flicking. And that's going to blend it a little bit more. And I think once it's all done, it's gonna blend in and we won't notice that as bad. But that's how you kinda fake it and fix things and okay. So, I'm gonna leave that alone, and I'm gonna go to her dress. So the dress, I used gold GY3, canary CT3, and dandelion C3 CT4. Can you say that 3 times fast? Okay, so with the darkest one, which is GY3, by her arm, there's gonna be shadow there. And I'm gonna make it a little bit darker. And I think I'm even gonna come in with even a darker one by the shadow at the very end. Okay, and then here, I tried to make like where it's curvy there, like pleat. So I put a dark flick like in the valley. But I didn't wanna go too much because she's sitting. It's not like she's standing up. And then continue down, because this is gonna be basically all shadow by where her arm is resting. Okay. And I'm just gonna bring that over a little bit. So then we're gonna take the next color. Hi, Deborah and Doreen. Dandelion. And I'm gonna flick that out. So going over where I was before. So I wanna go over on top of those lines and smooth that out a little bit. And when there's, like, no room for that last color, I don't worry about it when it's really small. I don't think anybody really, goes, "Ooh." Okay, so I'm going again over where I was before. And blending that all out. And then from the top down. I think that looks okay. I might bring a little bit more shadow, like down here. So I'm gonna put in a little of that darker color. And then kind of blend up again. So you can always go in, especially when it's still a little wet from your other colors. And some people go in and they do their lightest one like all over first. So that wets the paper a little bit. So you see how that color blends out a little better now? And it just makes everything a little bit brighter. And then the lightest, that was the lightest. So I'm going to go over the whole thing because that was the lightest. Okay, so then for the belt, I brought in one darker golden yellow and just put a very little bit on the edges. Then took the gold, which was what I used as the darkest before, and go over that. And then, so this time I'm using like darker, and I'm only leaving a little space, so it's actually 4 colors instead of 3. How she looks so far. All right, I'm gonna do her crown as long as I have these yellows out, because that's what I did the crown with. So I'm starting with the gold. I'm going to put that darkest one to the side. I might bring that back. And I'm just putting a little bit on that piece there. Oh, you know what? I know what I want to do. Okay, I know what I want to do. I'm going to do this color like around the whole thing, around the edges. Whoops, add a line. The camera's like always in my face, so it's hard to see. Up under here, it's going to be darker. So I'm going to bring that down a little bit more. Forgot that right there. Okay, I am going to bring that darkest one out. So that's going to go here. Oh, does she know what she's doing? Not really. Just, oh, duh. All right, so now I want not the 4, the gold. So I'm going to bring on the sides. I don't even know if this is how I did the other one, but I like the way the other one came out. Okay. And then I'm going to go over the darker one with this slightly lighter. I know it looks like crap now. It's duty. So I'm just pulling that in a little bit. Leaving some white space. But I want those center pieces to be darker. So I'm like barely going past where the color that I put before. Okay, so now with the lightest, and I'm going to go over everything and hopefully it smooths out. Did she do it? Not like she wanted to. Okay. So this piece in there. See, I don't know. Is that hair? What do you think, Lou? Is that hair? That piece coming down? Or is that part of her? I think it's hair. I'm going to color it hair. So I'm going to take that medium. I think it's, I don't know. I don't know what I did. There's like something right in there too. Sometimes it's hard. Sometimes. Now, if Sherry was on, she could tell me. Oops, I didn't want the gold. I want the golden brown. Yeah, I'm not sure. I think that might be crown in there, like going around the back of her head. Well, what I could do is kind of color it in and then see how it looks. Yeah, we'll let it go like that. Okay. So now I'm going to take the gold and we want this to look round. Oh, forgot a piece of hair there. And I'm just going to come down a little bit in here. A little bit more in there. And I have to fix where I just went out. And then the corner in here. And there. And then that darker one, I'm going to do a little bit more there. All right, so now we're going to take the dandelion, and I might add more dark at the end, but we'll see. So we're going to go around all these, bring this up. Yeah, wait till I do the wings. And in there. Really, I'm getting very sloppy. I'm also coloring like away from me, so it's kind of hard when I'm not sitting right on top of it. Very light touch. Now those I did purple, so I hope it doesn't turn brown because I've got yellow in there. Okay, and then the lightest one. And try and, blend out. So I haven't set up a channel in so long, I forgot, like, There's like special settings. Okay. And I think I'm going to go over it again. Sometimes going over it twice like brings it out. And I'm going to blend a couple things separately. So we've got that dark. And then the dandelion. And then the lightest. See what the back looks like. Not bad. Okay, so let's take this dark and bring that down again. Just a few spots I gotta fix. I went out of the line. Okay, so then the dandelion. And it's funny, like on my other videos that I do on Facebook, I can take them, and if I want to speed up, part of the coloring or cut something out, I don't know how to do it when you do a live on YouTube. I mean, I guess I could pull it off and do it, but I think there's ways to do it right on YouTube. But I'm not that good yet. Then I'm going to bring down everything again. And try and blend everything out. So that's more of a line there than I wanted, but I think it'll be fine. Okay. Purple in there. So for that, I use purple PL3, and I did not bother trying to do two colors. Like, no way. It is straight coloring. But you want to hold your fingers down so you're barely touching. You want to have like as much control. So don't drink a lot of coffee before you color. Although sometimes coffee calms me. Okay. And then, did I do the, yeah, I did them purple. You just don't see the one in the hair that good. I think that should have been like the last things I did, but okay. Now for the wings, which are as hard as the hair. So I started out with HB 3, 2, and 1, which is hydrangea, heather, and lilac. So the heather is the darkest. So I am going to, and it is also very juicy. So even though these are separate sections, which I'm going to color separately, I brought the purple as a shadow in the whole thing. And this is wing. Now this is where you want to be really careful so you're not putting that dark color onto her skin. So very light touch. And then if I want to bring it out more, which I will. So these inside pieces, I did pink. So I took the purple and I'm using vintage pink and pink lace. And I went over the purple. This is not the color I used before. All right, it'll be fine. And then here, maybe it'll be even better. Who knows? And then what I do in here. I was trying to do, like when I see different colors blended, that's the look I was trying to get, but I have to work on that. Okay, so here too. So that's going up, that's going up. Inside each one of these. I think a frog just jumped in my throat. Yeah, it's not really the color that I used. All right, so now we're going to go with this lighter pink. Go over where I went and blend that the best I can. Oh, forgot one. So we're going to go up, skip across her hair, and then blend up. Like that. And then do the other side. So I'm actually only blending 2 pinks because I was trying to blend the purple in as the third, but I may go over that with something. So is it better to turn the card? Yeah, it's more comfortable to turn your paper, you know, especially if you can only flick or, you know, stroke in a certain direction. I mean, like, I can come back around and sometimes you'll see me doing that, but it's much easier for most people. I think only the people who are really good and teach, who have been doing this for years, are the oh, I forgot one in there, are the only ones that I've ever seen, really not turn their paper. Okay, so we're gonna go up in here. And then the lighter. And I don't know what I'm doing to that hair, but I know I'm hitting it. Because sometimes it's just hard not to. Okay. So now we're gonna try and do the rest of her wing. So I'm gonna come in and I'll probably bring in more of the dark, but for now I'm gonna come in with that second color, which is hydrangea, and blend some of that. Oops, see, and I have another one there that has to get pink. Snuck in there. So I'm just bringing that second color up in, but not going all the way. Because this also was more of, I mean, at least for me, like straight, more straight coloring than a lot of blending. So I'm not even being real careful about getting the color in those circles, dots, because they're going to be a real dark purple. So I'll just go right over them. Okay. So now that lightest HB1, wherever it might be, lilac. Oh, I missed in there too. All right, let me do this and then I'll fix those couple spots. I can't wait to see how Lou colors this one. Okay, so I got to do in here before I can go fix those spots. All right, so I need the HB2. And I want to try and blend a little bit more of this out. Because this, I think, in here is like one of the most important parts about coloring her is getting that shadow behind her to make the wings look like they're really coming out from behind her. And I think what I did is I came out too far on that side, so I'm gonna bring this side out a little bit more. And then, and that's what I mean, like, there's still, like, a lot of playing that you know, around with it that you can do because you can layer the colors. So I don't make myself, like, totally crazy. Oh, I gotta do that light. And then I'm gonna go over a little bit of that with the pink, light pink. That's AP2. Where's the AP1? Ah, I got it. All right, so that's gonna be AP1 there. And then I'm gonna do the same thing with the AP1, the lightest. Oops, that's supposed to be the light purple up in there. Lilac. See? I like, just fix it. Don't tell. Be nice, you guys. And then you see in there where, so I'm going to throw in some light. And then maybe, I don't want to go too dark in there. A little bit of the like the middle one. All right, so now all those spots, I'm going to come back with that PL3, which was a darker purple. And again, I am not worrying about doing 2 shades in the couple bigger ones. I just want them to stand out. Are you using Copic? I am using Illustrators, which have their Spectrum Noir, and they've been reformatted recently. And I've never used Copics, although I just ordered a couple of the very, very light colors to see how they'll work with these. So I think I ordered like 5 of them. And but from people who have used both say that now the nibs and the ink are very much like Copics, and it's half the amount to buy them. Like, I had some of the old Illustrators. I didn't have the complete set, but I didn't use them because they frayed, and I really did not love them. Oops. Now, how'd I do that? That big one's like right in my face and I miss it. I think I got them all. All right, so I want to do her eyes, but I want to do them different. The other one I did blue, and I think I want to do purple. So I have this chart that I started. This is like Lou gave me all these colors, and I'm not that good at some of them, so don't look at them all. But I want to do these purple eyes. So it's IG1. Let me see where they are. IG, I have the HPs. Where's the IGs? IG. IG. I don't know. Why can I never find half of them? IG. All right, let me see what the next one is because I don't see. I have LV2, which I have, and PV1. PV. That might have been one of the ones I used. Absolutely not. Like I have all the colors. PV, PL, PL, PV. Okay, so that was what? PV1 I said? PL, PL2. PL, oh, got it. LV2. And I just don't know what that IG, it's somewhere here. So I'm just going to use these two and see what happens. And yes, I need that round one with the balls to do that chart. Okay, so let me just see which is the darker color. This is like where experimenting comes in. Hi, Sherry. Okay, so I'm just going to do the two because I have no clue what that other one is. So she's going to have purple eyes instead of the blue ones that I made. IG. What is IG? Oh, I got it. Oh no, the IG was the gray. I don't know. I'm missing a purple. But I'm going to do just the, or I can grab one of these other ones that I had. I guess I can't read is what my problem is. So I'm going to try this. Okay, wish me luck. I'm going to go over that. Well, she's definitely got purple eyes instead of the blues. So I'm just going to blend that out. Okay. So then I'm going to take the ice gray. I'm such a moron sometimes. And I'm just going to bring in some, like where her white of her eyes are. And I wanted to touch up, that's the cheek, that's the ivory, like right in here. And I have to do her lips. So I should do them purple, but I don't want her to be a freak. So I'm going to do CR, it's coral, and then I'm going to bring in CR3 and go over that center. Okay, so then the last thing I would do, I think I have everything on her, except I want to ground her. So this is the IG one, which is ice gray. This is the one I need to order, but they're out of it, the refill. And then I'm going to take some IG2 and make just a little bit more of a shadow underneath. And then I'm going to pull that out as well. With the lighter. So there is a couple spots that I have to fix, which is, pretty easy. Oh, and I didn't color that piece of hair. So you would go in with your blender and just push back on the ink. The other way to do it is put some white gel pen. I don't know where that brown is. And I think I'm going to find whoa, maybe that's why I waited. I was going to do it with the fine liner. I have to find where I put them. But when all is said is done and they're all colored, I keep things simple, don't do like major layers. But there's my finished card. Here's the one I just did. And I did make her crown a little bit deeper. But that's it. And I will be back, hopefully on my new channel. I might record a couple and put them on there, but I have to find what those settings were that wouldn't let me go live. So thank you all for joining me. And yeah, thanks, Fatima. Remember to give me a thumbs up and like my other channel, like this channel, and I will see you soon with some more coloring. Thanks, everybody. Bye.